posing shoes and suit at the ready, and I am off to Birmingham today for a posing workshop. So I'm going to take you to Birmingham with me.
Boom, boom, show it all. You got to think of all the pictures that you're going to be having right now. That's what you want to show them. Yes. Yes, Leanne, lovely. Go on, Meg, nice. That's it, Kat. Vedette, show them. That's it, power pose, beautiful. And Mads, and Rita. We've got 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Woo!
Join me on a kitchen rave. The the light's on a weird setting where like it's in between. It's one of those twisty ones, and it's like in between settings. It kind of flickers. I should probably put it on like a normal setting. This might be disturbing some of your vision, but if you weren't here, I would leave it because it's the right vibe. That's better, isn't it? Straight lighting, no flickers. But yes, home from Birmingham now. Oh, I've just took my watch off because it needed charging. It is, can you see that? 7:45 in the evening. So yeah, basically set off at about 8 o'clock this morning and got home at 8 o'clock. So it's like a 12-hour round trip to go posing and train. So yeah, this is why I wouldn't necessarily make a habit of going to Birmingham for posing lessons, which is a shame, but unfortunately, as you know, busy as I am, that wouldn't really make sense. But it was so worth it today. I managed to, basically I wanted to get the early train because my client Amy was doing the bikini class, which was at 10 till 11:30. So I knew that if I got the early train, which set off at 8:45, I would get to Birmingham like for 11 and then at the gym for like 5:30. So I managed to catch Amy before she had to leave, which was awesome. Even if it was brief, I just wanted to see her. And then Sammy / Pixie, she's Pixie on Instagram. Sammy was there for the figure beginner class, which was cool. So like I basically got to sit through that and like watch her pose. Yeah, it was really nice actually. I had a good time. And I then trained back with Sammy. Interrupting the video to come at you with another voiceover because I know you guys really enjoyed the one on the last video. But yeah, I'm just going to talk you through this kind of obviously impromptu back session that we did. Obviously, when you're in a different gym, you kind of have a little sprawl around, have a look for different kits, see what's available, and kind of roll with it and take a relaxed approach. So yeah, I like to go in with a sort of pull down movement to activate the lats. So that's what we did first. So for me, nothing hits better than like a single arm pull down movement, each lat on its own, isolated, getting activated. So yeah, we went in with this, gave this machine a go. The majority of Kingdom Gym in Birmingham is Panatta kit. So yeah, it was nice to try this Panatta pull down machine, which I've never tried before. Sammy trains out of a gym that's full of Panatta kit, so it was more familiar to her. So because you want to hit your back from different angles, obviously it's great to have a mix of like pull down movements, so like vertical pulls and then horizontal rows. So next movement went for horizontal row. This is like, again, a Panatta piece. And yeah, we went for single arm again. Obviously, just with it being single arm, it means that you can kind of align yourself better with the machine, just get a little better kind of movement profile, really. So I prefer to go for single arm on this type of machine than trying to like pull with both together, especially when the actual piece allows you to do single arm. I would always generally favour that. So after this, you're going to have to excuse the actual 1 second of footage of me on the T-bar row. We just kind of, Sammy started to film me and I was actually finished the set, but I just wanted like a big, dense, heavy row as the next exercise. So we went in with that and then we went back to a pulling movement. So we decided, based on the kit that was available in the gym, we had a look around and we decided the best option was just the staple movement, which is in Sammy's plan as well, which is just the cable single arm pull down, which is, yeah, really connects well with the lats, and Sammy agrees too. So yeah, we just again went in with a couple of sets on this. With this, you really just want to focus on, you know, driving with the elbow, leading with the elbow, and not kind of overly stretching at the top, which will engage your shoulder, and then you'll end up having to yank it back into the starting position. So really just kind of keeping it within an active range of motion for the lat. And then also, yeah, making sure that you're actually leading down with the elbow, bringing that to your hip pocket, rather than kind of like yanking it, so to speak. Finished up, we went for some pull-ups just purely for the banter. I wanted to see if I could get any bodyweight ones as well. I ended up getting 3.5, which I was happy with. And yeah, finished it off with some rear delt flies. I'm back home now. I was going to show you like a sort of full day of eating, of me being out and about, like, because I like prepped everything in advance. I'll show you a little picture now of like what I took with me, but it was basically like 2 bagels, 2 squares bars, a chicken and potato meal, which is, I'm going to have another chicken and potato meal now. That's what I'm doing, like currently chopping potatoes, standard. And I had like a little mini tub, if I can find the tubs. These little mini tubs are so cute. So I had like, I think it was like 45 grams of raisins in one, and then like 40 grams of apricots, or maybe it was 50 grams of apricots in the other one. So that's just helping me at the moment to get carbs in. So like pretty much the reason I haven't really done a full day of eating, like yet, like towards this back end of off season, is because my food has been so bad. Like I've not had an appetite, and it's been a real struggle, and I've just been kind of managing day to day how to get through it. So I didn't really want to film a full day of eating when I like had no desire for that food, and I didn't want to be like, this is what I'm eating. Totally wouldn't recommend it because I'm hating it, if that makes sense. But my appetite seems to have come back. So actually this was meant to be a pasta meal, so I was like, oh, you know, I've not been hungry recently, so I'll get home and I'll just have a bit of pasta. But I was hungry on the train home. I was like, oh, I can't wait to get home now to eat. And so I'm having 350. So if I have 200 tomorrow, that's 550. I always kind of make the next days as well. Just saves time. So it's like, I'm already boiling off a load of potatoes. I might as well make a portion for tomorrow. But tomorrow's a rest day, so I'm just going to have 200 grams of potatoes tomorrow. So 350 plus 200 is 550. Perfect. Oh, 551. No, we don't leave it. We make it 550. Just cutting little bits off the edge. Perfect. So I've got, yeah, ta-da! 350 for tonight, 200 for tomorrow. Rest day carbs are 170 at the moment. They've kind of crept up from 155 to 170, which is quite nice. I think 170 is a good amount on a rest day. It means that I can kind of have like a potato meal, I can have some oats. But yeah, they're 440 on a training day. So yeah, I just like, it's a lot of carbs to cram in across the week. So I have 5 training days. So obviously then it's nice that I don't have to 7 days a week be eating loads of carbs. So obviously like 170, it gives me a break. My fats are high, they're like 85. So then it's like I get like different meals, like more like, you know, I can have cheese, avocado, dark chocolate, more peanut butter, that kind of thing. So I enjoy the variety. So yeah, thank God my appetite's come back, because it was a real struggle there. Yeah, these are a couple of chicken portions. I always just like, you've probably seen it on previous videos, but when I'm making chicken or whatever meat I've got, I'll always like just batch cook it in the oven. So I do like little portions. So there's 100 grams of chicken there that's already been pre-cooked. And then, yeah, just need to wait for the potatoes to boil off, and I'm going to eat that. And then I've got a bowl of oats to finish with raisins, because that helps get the carbs up. Like, obviously, oats, like, add other, like, they add bits of, like, protein as well, you know? Like, if we look at a packet of oats, if we look at the actual macros, let's say 400 grams, you've got 59 grams of carbs. You've also got 12 grams of protein in there as well, and 7.8 grams of fat. So it kind of, when you're tracking your notes, you'll notice that your protein and your fats go up as well. And I don't want that, because my fats are quite low, they're 40. I don't want to be adding fats. 160 protein, I find that easy to get as well when you've got so many like calories. So yeah, when I just want pure carbs now, I'm like, just add the raisins, and it just adds carbs mainly. So yeah, I'm finding that easier. So just little hacks to get me through, because it's not long now till prep, is it? So yeah, I've just got to suck it up. And that, by sucking it up, I think just by changing my carb sources to lower volume. Yeah, that makes sense, doesn't it? Lower volume, higher calorie sources just helps me get them in across the day. So yeah. All right, guys. So I was just polishing off a pre-workout Marmite bagel. Marmite's my new best friend at the moment. Literally, sometimes I have like 2 Marmite bagels on a training day. But yes, I left this a couple of days now. It's Monday the 12th of December. So yeah, the posing workshop was a couple of days ago. Kind of like had such a great time, but then I did what I always do when I go to group sessions, which is one of the reasons I don't tend to favour going them. The reason obviously I went was because I wanted to see my clients mainly. I just thought it'd be a nice thing to do. I could see that a lot of people who I sort of follow on Instagram were going. Thought it'd be nice, like just, I was like, come on Emily, just go and have a nice time, which I absolutely did. But it also like catapulted me into the reality of like, I am like competing next year now. Like I am like 33 weeks out, and as if I wasn't already doubting myself, like going to a group scenario, I don't know, it just makes me think, God, like all these girls look better than me and I'm the one that's wanting to do IFBB. Like, come on, like what's going on here? Yeah, like someone messaged me on Instagram a couple of weeks ago, just out of the blue, to say like how I deal with like comparing myself, and it's kind of like, I've never really done it, but I am recently, and it's kind of a little bit crippling, I'm not gonna lie. It's like, I'm really tired today because I was kind of just lying awake last night, like imagining them, like, you know, when you catastrophize when you're like going to bed. I was like lying awake imagining the message that I should send to Tom saying like, I'm not doing Two Bros next year, I should do something that's more like at my current level. Like, what's the point in like competing in shows that I know I'm just going to be like standing on the side of the stage watching the first call outs for? Like, what's the point, literally? And I messaged him like after the workshop saying like, I'm going to be an embarrassment on stage, and he was just like, next year is just about, you know, it's just about seeing how far off you are. And I think by how far off, I think he meant like as in getting a pro card, but my negative mindset like read that as like how far off I am from like being competitive in one of those shows at all. Obviously I'm going to be like far off a pro card next year, but my mindset's like, I'm so far off even being like competitive in a lineup, or even fitting in and not looking like an absolute knob. So yeah, it's tough because it's just like, I was really looking forward to my last prep because I was just like, I can't wait, like, and I want to go and win. Like, that was my goal, and I did win. Whereas this time around, I'm like, I'm going into a season and I don't feel like it's just going to be my year, really. I don't think I've built the size required to be competitive for Two Bros yet. And it's like, of course I'm still going to compete next year because it's the right time for me to compete. You can't just go like, you can't just do like these big long off seasons and like, you know, wait and hope. Like, if you are a competitor, like, you need to be kind of actually seeing where you're at. Like, obviously I haven't done a figure season before properly. I've not actually done a figure off season. This is my first time, and just to get up there and see where I stand and then see what needs working on is what needs to happen. But I'm just still trying to process that reality of like, I'm going on stage, I'm not going to be the best. It's just going to be like a see how I stand kind of year, and I don't like the idea of that. I am a very competitive person and I like to do well. So yeah, I'm just being honest, like, I'm just finding it hard at the moment to like anticipate how I'm going to feel all prep, knowing that like, I don't feel good enough, I don't feel like I'm put on enough size, I don't feel like I'm going to be competitive. So it's just a bit weird. I don't know how I'm going to sit with it. Like, I don't know when I'm going to stop feeling like really negative about like my physique. This is what I mean though, like with comparing yourself, it's like comparing my own progress and how much I've grown from like last year to now is amazing, but comparing myself to the standards that I need to be with the shows I'm now going into, I feel shit. So it's like, that's the problem with sometimes with bodybuilding is, you know, comparison is the thief of joy. Like, because you're not when you compare against yourself, you're happy, but when you compare against other people, you feel like shit. So yeah, it's a bit of a weird one. That's just me being honest anyway. Had an amazing time on Saturday, but it's not that that's contributed necessarily to my feelings, because I was already feeling shit. But yeah, I'm definitely not feeling confident about going into prep next year. I'm just hoping that some miracle will happen when I diet down and I'll actually look a lot better. And that's what I'm telling myself. Like, you don't know how good you're going to be until you diet down. I didn't actually know that I was going to be a figure, obviously, last year. I just thought I was just like a small bikini girl, and then I dieted down and it was like, oh shit, you got more muscle than you realised. So I'm hoping that happens again, and I'm hoping I might not be a complete waste of space on stage, standing on the sidelines. But yeah, that's just where I'm at the moment. So if anyone fancies giving my head a wobble, feel free, because trying to like figure out a way out of this mindset, but been stuck in it for a little bit now. And yeah, sorry to end. I don't want to end the video on a negative note. I am really excited to prep next year. I'm just struggling with the concept of like knowing it's not going to be my year, and kind of like just knowing that I'm not going to be like competitive. But that's it. Apart from that, life's good. My appetite's back, which is awesome. Totally was hungry for that bagel. Yeah, I'm not struggling to get food down anymore, so that blip is over. That was really odd that I had no appetite for like about 2 weeks, and it was really struggled to put food down. But yeah, pulled back carbs last week, and you know, my rest days really helped, you know, because obviously the difference in like carbs and calories is quite substantial between training and rest days for me. So yeah, maybe sometime in the near future I will actually do a full day of eating now that I'm starting to get to grips with my food. But yeah, that's it for me, guys. Rambled enough, and I will leave it here. Ciao for now.